Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns. First round of the playoffs officially start on Saturday, and while at the time of this recording we don't currently know who Phoenix is going to play in the first round, I have no doubt in my mind Phoenix is going to make the Western Conference Finals, or at the very least, it's going to be extremely difficult to take this team down. I think they're a lot more dangerous than a lot of us think, and that's kind of crazy because this is a 64-18 squad. This is a team with top 4 offense, a top 3 defense. They have, superstar veterans. They have young up-and-comer guys like Mikal Bridges. They have a little bit of everything. And so what kind of differentiates this year from past years, in my opinion, with what I've been able to gather this season in Phoenix, is that there's more of an expectation that this is the year, that this is the team. I mean, we go back, we look at the history of the Phoenix Suns. They haven't won in quite some time, but they've had some success. Charles Barkley, the Steve Nash teams, it's just unfortunate that both of those two squads met up against kind of like star-studded, really just kind of organizations. Michael Jordan, the San Antonio Spurs. But Phoenix this year, man, they have like a chip on their shoulder. I don't think anybody on this team is afraid of the expectations, because when you are 64-18 and you are probably unarguably the best Phoenix Suns team to exist, these guys are up for the challenge, right? They're just up for the challenge. They have something that they want to prove to themselves, to the league, to their fans, to just everybody, like anybody in the organization. Like, they're trying to win it all. Last year, I don't want to use the word embarrassed by the Milwaukee Bucks, because Phoenix had a really impressive regular season. They weren't necessarily even supposed to be as dominant as they were. Go down 2-0 or 2-1 to the Los Angeles Lakers, and first round of the playoffs, playing LeBron James, you take them down, you keep that momentum going into the NBA Finals, you get a 2-0 lead against the Milwaukee Bucks, and you end up not winning the Finals. There were a lot of everyone on the Phoenix Suns was pissed off about that. Every single player. You saw Devin Booker, the dam, kind of walks out, he's got his head up, he's lifting his teammates up. Guys like Devin Booker have been licking their chops. Chris Paul, they've been licking their chops to get back to this moment to try and win an NBA Finals for the Phoenix Suns. So I forget who it was. It was a quote. Devin Booker said this quote in some interview. I can't remember which Phoenix kind of article or paper or whichever news source it was, but basically kind of the gist he was given is that last season they were a connected team, but this year they're even more connected. And he was kind of talking about how last year that was such a big deal because of everything going on with Corona, everything going on in the world, that not only are you starting to see teams become less and less connected. Who was the guy who had the quote today saying that the NBA is more like, Mario Hezonja came out today and said, like, I'm not coming back to the NBA. It seems more like it's a show rather than like basketball. And Devin Booker last season, he was like, we were super connected, but this year we're even more connected. And that gives us such a leg up on other teams. Think about like the Los Angeles Lakers this season. Obviously, they're not in the playoffs, but think of the Lakers, think of LeBron, think of Russ. You have rumor after report after rumor after report. It's, blame this guy. Vogel's getting blamed. Russ is getting blamed. AD's getting blamed. LeBron's not happy. There was just so much coming out of that team that they were destined for failure. They were just destined for failure. The energy, I think, is a great word to describe the Phoenix Suns, is amazing. They're all having a blast. They got a chip on their shoulder. They have a phenomenal defense. They have a phenomenal offense. So, first round, I definitely don't think Phoenix is going to have any issues. Now, second round's going to be interesting. They might play, Golden State. If I had to bet on it, you'd probably play Golden State in the second round. Golden State's the 3 seed. So who's that 4 seed? Oh, Phoenix is 100% making the Western Conference Finals. I forgot it's going to be Warriors, Grizzlies, or those two series are going to meet up in the second round of the playoffs. Utah or Dallas? Neither of those teams are going to beat the Phoenix Suns, but we'll, take care of that when it comes. it's such a deep roster, man. You have guys like Chris Paul who they've been in this moment. He is their leader. He is their veteran leader. He's their voice, leading by example, and he does a phenomenal job at it. You have Devin Booker, who is so hungry right now. He had a phenomenal basketball season. He had an extremely efficient year, and people wanted him in MVP talks. I don't think he'll get an MVP vote, but you can definitely form an argument for why Devin Booker could deserve an MVP this season. You got guys like Mikal Bridges, who are just unbelievably talented on both ends of the floor. You have guys coming off the bench like Cam Johnson, who's shooting like 44% from downtown. You have Jay Crowder, who energy-wise is everything you look for in a basketball player. He's a phenomenal two-way guy. He can space the floor. He can work the pick and roll. He can guard a couple of different positions. He's not like an old veteran, like he's like on the Lakers, like 36-year-old and on the Lakers. He's not the youngest guy, he's perfectly in his prime. And then you have Deandre Hayton, who's having a phenomenal 17-10, or might be 17-11 now, rounded up. Phenomenal season. And you have JaVale McGee, who probably had a top 10 backup center season in the entire NBA. You have even more depth behind that with Bismack Biyombo. You have guys like Cam Payne, who have gotten exponentially better, not only since last year, but just ever since they got to Phoenix. Super deep team, if you can kind of catch the gist. Then you had another acquisition mid-season, guys like Tory Craig. Phenomenal move getting Tory Craig. Not only was he a part of the Phoenix Suns before, recently part of the Phoenix Suns, but it's another critical guy who can, he'll make some threes. He'll score a little bit on offense, but mainly there for defensive purposes. It's no surprise that the Phoenix Suns have the third best defense in the NBA, only behind the Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics, who also had really impressive basketball seasons. So that's it for today, man. I got Phoenix 100% going to the Western Conference Finals. I know the expectations are high, but I don't think it's affecting anybody on that roster in a negative way. Also give some love to Landry Shamet. I know he's gone through ups and downs on the season, but his name just came up in the back of my mind. If you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit that sub button. I post a bunch of Phoenix Suns videos every week. Definitely going to be covering them in the playoffs, and I make NBA videos a couple times a day. So let's try and hit 100 likes, and most importantly, comment down below, where do you see the Phoenix Suns finishing this season at?